on to the topic of, are barn owls not owls? This is by me. I'm Jacob. Hi. I'm not an academic. I'm just interested, and I do have access to Google. It's a really interesting topic because barn owls are technically owls, but they're also not. So yes, but actually no. It's a difficult concept to get, but it should make sense. So while they are technically in the Strigiformes order, which is the order / family here where owls are found, I don't really like how I've worded it here. They're not true owls, as they're not in the Strigidae family, they're in the Tytonidae family. From here on out, if I do say barn owl and I don't specify common or Eurasian, then I just mean Tytonidae. Probably just the Tyto genus, although I believe it's interchangeable with Tyto and the Fididius genus, but we'll get onto that a little bit later. I just want to address that because it's easy for me to slip into saying barn owl rather than Tytonidae at some point. The common name is still barn owl, and they still fit within the owl order, so yes, they are technically owls. They can be called owls, but they're not true owls. And we're nerds, geeks, other animal-loving folk. So should we take the looks into the depths of nature? Or, what is it now, 10 hours, 12 hours? Yeah, maybe something like that on Google, try and work out what's right, what's changed. And we'll see why Tytonidae are classed as a different family to Strigidae. If you don't want to, the rest of us are, so see ya. But what is a Tytonidae? Well, a Tytonidae is a family of birds within Strigiformes order. Strigiformes order is the owl order. It's about 16 species of owls, although some say 22, some sources say 18, and they differ from the Strigidae in a couple of ways. They have two subgenres, that's Tyto and Fididius, as I mentioned earlier. Tyto are the traditional barn owls, and Fididius are your bay owls. Tyto are the most widespread. They're generally known as barn owls, or bay owls, depending on the genus. However, each species does have different common names, and that's a little bit annoying. It's led to much confusion to me. So are these owls in the room with us right now? Also known as, what's their range? Where do they live? Well, they're near equal in range to the Strigidae, which is to say they're found all over the world, except in the far south of Antarctica. And the two subgenre of Tytonidae, Tyto is the most widespread, and it goes from America to Africa, from Europe to Oceania, and this image actually shows the range of the Tytonidae Tyto genus, and we can see the common barn owl is usually predated, pre-specified by American, Afro-European, Australasian, Talabou masked owl, Tytonidae barn owl, whatever. It's just basically a best way of classifying the subspecies, subgenre of Tytonidae and Tyto, so you can have a more accurate description of it. But ashy face barn owl, the Tytonidae barn owl will be different from the Afro-European and American barn owls. So who are they? Well, of the 16 to 20 species from earlier, these are the 16 recognised by birdlife.org, who are a great website. I use them quite a lot to make this video, and mostly with finding out information about these owls, in particular just photos and things which help me see what they are. But I'm not going to talk about all of them, I'll talk about a couple of them. So we've got Sri Lanka bay owl and the Congo bay owl, the Phidias assimilis and Phidias prigogine, maybe. And they're both small owls with brown backs and white heart-shaped facial discs, basically. These guys are not as typical as the Tyto genus, the Fididius genus, because they are not trying to, well, I say trying as if they can try, but they're not the typical barn owl, grass owl, sooty owl, whatever you want to call them. They're not the typical thing, so they can look quite different, but their heart-shaped facial disc is much more angular. And you've got things like the greater sooty owl and the lesser sooty owl, who are both, black owls, like barn owls effectively. Only the lesser sooty owl is slightly smaller and is slightly later than the greater sooty owl. And then we've got the last ones, which are Tytonidae, who are obviously the most common one, the common barn owl. We also have the Tytonidae, who are the shram masked owls, who are really interesting because they were first photographed in 1989, I believe, and then they were mist netted, so they put out some mist nets and the owl flew into it and got caught up in 2012, and then in 2013 they were finally formally described, which means they're now classified as a new species. That's only 10 years ago, as of writing this and making this video, although by the time it gets uploaded, maybe 11. Recording this at nearly 10 o'clock on New Year's Eve for me, so we'll hope this gets out. I promised it would, but I don't know if I can be trusted. But also the Tytonidae, or Madagascar red owl, who are just a light brown bird, but it really, really annoys me that they've been called a red owl, because it means people do something like this and they Photoshop owls into looking like red owls, when really they look like this cute little brown thing. I mean, you could maybe get away with calling this orange, and maybe this orange here as well. That's kind of lighting. It's a pale brown owl. Come on, guys, let's be real. This is a painting. This is a painting. This is obviously Photoshop. It should be obviously Photoshop. I mean, the straw owl. This is being called a red owl. This is obviously fake. This is a pygmy owl, I believe. Off my head, I think it's a pygmy or a saw. It's kind of ridiculous. So come on, stop picking. Show us the real thing. Come on. Okay. If you believe this is real, this video is not for you. Please leave. Go have fun somewhere else. This is very funny though. This is a barred owl. It's barred owl? Yeah, it's a barred owl. It's been edited to have like rainbow colours over it. This is very funny. But it really annoys me, especially the others misinformation, because if you wanted to show people called owls, what you'd need to do is show them a greater sooty owl, because this thing is very different looking to other owls, because it's a black owl. Not other owls, sorry, other Tytonidae owls, to be more precise. It's a black owl. Like, this is all like a sweet black owl. This is a barred owl again. I think it's barred. It could be a spotted owl, but I think it's barred. And it's being listed under greater sooty owl, but that's a different thing. It could be. I don't know. It's not someone direct posting it saying this is what it is. And like, look at this. Okay, right. Rant over. Back to the video. Anyway, rant over. So let's talk about what's up with that facial disc. And you may have noticed that they have a particularly heart-shaped facial disc, and it's not circular like other owls are. Other owls have almost perfect circles, or I say almost perfect, but it's a circular sort of shaped facial disc. This is a much more pointy, angular one, and there's lots of ruffled feathers around it. Well, as I mentioned earlier, I should have mentioned earlier at least, sorry, Tytonidae are nocturnal predators, nocturnal hunters. And so hunting is a unique challenge for nocturnal hunters compared to day hunters, because they have to avoid being spotted by bigger owls, which they do by hunting at night, but they also have to be able to find their food. And how do they do that? Well, in the pitch black, their facial disc helps act as a bit of a radar, and it aids them to find the prey, because the shape of the head sends signals to the ears. Sound sort of focuses it into the ears, which allows them to build up a better image of the surrounding area. Their ears are offset, which allows them to hunt for prey better. It allows them to build up a better image of the 3D space. Because this heart-shaped facial disc is a great radar dish, basically. And we'll see here the ruffled feathers around the ear, which we have sticking out ears, same with dogs, cats, other mammals. Areas allow us to catch that sound better, so we can hear the source of where sounds are coming from, more or less, in direction to us. Birds can't do this, so in this they've got these ruffled feathers, which allows them to hear the intensity of sounds, so they can work out where these sounds are on a horizontal plane. And if it's not pitch black, if there's a glimmer of light somewhere, the moon's gonna slither out. There's some evidence to suggest that the facial disc can actually help filter light into the bird's eyes as well, so they have better vision. The other thing which helps with this is that eyes are basically just pupils, and basically just the light sensitive cells in there. Okay, so they've found the prey. Now what are you going to do? Well, now the barn owls should swoop silently in and snatch the mouse in its near complete silence with talons. Now I'm sure you're wondering why that's worth mentioning. Well, barn owls have a pectinate talon on the third digit of its foot, and that's a feature which is found in 3, maybe 4 other types of bird, although none of those are true owls, Strigidae. And a pectinate talon is just a talon with a comb-like sort of surface growing off the side. It's used a lot for grooming, grooming of the owl. Something which helps with this more, this grooming, is they have a little gland on their back, just up above the tail, which when they twist and turn stuff will secrete a bit of oil, which they can sort of preen into their skin. But that's present on all owls, at least, possibly all birds, but I cannot remember how widespread that is. And the other cool thing about their feet is they can swivel one of their talons round to the front from the back. That's again on all owls. I believe osprey have that as well, and a couple of other bird species may have that. And now, would you look at those legs? We should say, barn owls do have unusually long legs for owls. On average, owls do have long legs, yeah, but compared to their body, the barn owl's legs are very long, and they have legs which are powerful enough to kill mice as soon as they make impact, which is also to do with the sort of weight ratio there. It's roughly the equivalent of a 5-ton truck hitting into a person if you scaled it up from owl to person, which, imperial or metric, you're probably not going to survive. And so then let's just take a quick look at the bone structure, where that's different, how it's different from other owls. First thing you'll notice is they have smaller eyes compared to other owls. They also have a focula, which is fused sternum. This is interesting because it's actually found on a few other types of birds as well, although not true owls. It actually allows them to ventilate better when they flap their wings, which is apparently helpful for them. The other thing we've mentioned are the long legs. They actually have a narrower skull than other owls do as well. And they have the reversible toes on the feet, as I mentioned before. These are the sources I used to get this information. There may be a couple I'm missing. If you see one on which I'm missing, please tell me in the comments. I'll add it into the description. These ones will probably be in the description if I can remember to put it up there. But Happy New Year, everyone. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you didn't enjoy.